Okay, guys, we had some stuff that popped off over the weekend. If you were in the Discord, I broke this to you immediately as soon as we found out about all these situations that pretty much happened. United States went ahead and went through with the bombing. I think everybody heard this story already, so I won't have to get into it too much already. So we are just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with the retaliations. I know Iran tried to close up Hormuz. This basically controls 20% of the oil that goes through the world. I know the United Nations are probably going to get involved and see if they can persuade Iran not to do that. Hopefully, these guys don't retaliate to any type of United States troops or anybody in the surrounding areas. I pray for peace and I pray that we can get this settled out and move on from it. I try to be positive in every situation. I know that war and politics are very taboo in crypto and especially in stocks. But unfortunately, this is the way it is, guys. We have to cover it. And just before we get to the video, I just want to make sure that I remind everybody that everything that we talk about here is just purely for entertainment purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular dude that's just talking about crypto. So I just want to get that out there. So yes, we all heard about all this stuff that's been popping off, guys. Again, we're praying for peace. At the end of the day, I think everybody here that's in crypto is trying just to make it and trying to make some money. And there's just been one thing after another. So the title of the video is, another black swan. I'm not trying to fight or anything like that, guys. Look, at the end of the day, all the possibilities and everything that we are going through right now certainly could play out. I was very much under the impression that World War III wasn't on the checklist, and while I don't believe that's a possibility, things could escalate and further the price down of Bitcoin. So we just got to make sure that we're keeping these things in our thoughts and just making sure we're saying our prayers again. And be hopeful that these things can get sorted out. So I know right now, these next few weeks are going to be real critical. I've been having a lot of people messaging me about selling and buying back lower. Guys, I've covered this in the live stream that we did last week. And I've even talked to the people in the Discord. Guys, that is the worst thing to do. It's already happened. The best thing to do now is prepare and start to, look at the charts and plan your next entry. Rather we go down or we go back up, generational opportunities could present themselves and you have to be ready, because if you're lacking, then you will miss the opportunity to change your life. So it's very important that you guys are tapping in and making sure that you are listening to the videos. Don't skip through things. Don't always think that we're going to be talking about crypto picks all the time. Sometimes it's just going to be news. Just make sure that you guys are putting your effort in to this and making sure that you guys are staying laced up, because one of the things about making it out here is staying up to date. So we got this stuff going on, guys. Right now, oil prices are starting to soar up. The Asian markets came down a little bit. So we probably are going to be expecting the American markets to come down as well. So your boy will be trying to trade this. I typically don't like to trade Mondays. I do think the markets will pull back. So I'm probably going to start running some shorts. The Bitcoin chart right here is going to show us some resistance right here at 102,800. I'm going to watch this like a hawk. If I start seeing that we're retracing, I'm going to probably put a short in, see if I can take it back to the 100,000 mark. I know we have some liquidity down here at the 96K at that CME gap. I think it got partially filled, but we still have a lot of liquidity down here in these lower areas, especially in this zone right here in the 93, 94, where that main CME gap needs to be filled. I know I have some buddies that are thinking that we could come down here to the 50Ks. I'm not in that camp, guys. Even if a black swan occurs, I think that we have a strong support right here at the 88K. But, look, at the end of the day, I'm just another guy on YouTube with an opinion. So just make sure that you understand that, this could be a possibility. War is very serious. While I don't think, like I said, any country can afford that, especially Trump, right now, this is just going to be treated as a warning shot to Iran. And we just got to, like I said, wait to see what happens. Like I said in my last video, we talked about Andre Jack. He made a video explaining about how, these type of situations, it's almost impossible to time it. But if you stick to the levels and you just buy, and you buy correctly, you'll probably make some money. So, my strategy right now is the same, just to maybe just DCA a little bit harder if things come down more and just stay ready. Panic selling is not an option. The time to sell some of these things up here, we're going to be up in these upper areas. So it does not make sense to be rash right now. So, let's kind of go back over some crypto real quick on coin market cap. We went over this on the live stream. And we just want to look at some of the gainer and losers real quick. It's gonna be a really short video today. Just wanted to pump something out to my family here. We talked about Fart Coin many times. It's been pretty sturdy. It's at 92 cents. In the discords, I put a buy alert at 85 to 89 cents. Mine's snagged. So I'm up about maybe 5-6% on that. So these are some other coins, guys. Get on Coin Market Cap for you guys that are newbies. Go in here, look at your top gainers, and then come over here and look at your top losers. We got Aerodrome. Aerodrome was looking really nice, came back down. It's right back at that support level that we posted in the Discord. XRP. I know people are always asking for XRP. They're asking for the levels. It dropped below $2. Did you buy it? Like I said, sometimes price is not always going to get to exactly where you want it, but when it's there, you got to pick up. So we got all these coins right here, guys. Look, Aptos is look under $4. Crazy, man. Batensor Tau 300. Render. Look at this, man. This is incredible. $2.86 render. Let's see. Filecoin $2.11, dude. This is lower than it launched at. There are coins out here, guys, that are just at generational buys right now. Look at ICP, man. This is crazy. Optimism, 49 cents. This is just crazy, man. Some of these coins are just they're in bear market territory. Literally. I mean, there's some that are even below where they were in a bear market. This is just insane, guys. I think that within maybe the week or two, we should probably have another push up. I think that, look, this sucks. I understand people are frustrated. I understand people are concerned about the cycle. Look, I can tell you that things can get worse. But right now, I'm hopeful. The fear and greed index is 37. We're in fear, obviously. We still have some ways to go up in the extreme fear. So I do have some dry capital here, and I'm waiting to see if we get this further pushed down. But, if we start hitting these extreme greed levels, guys, most definitely it's time to pull the trigger. The Bitcoin dominance is back at 65%. This is crushing alts. So just remember, guys, we went over this in the live as well. When the Bitcoin dominance is at this level, alts are getting squeezed. So it's going to keep getting like this. We've already hit a cycle top for it. And, hopefully we can get a reversal soon. But it'll likely try to push up to where it was in these previous years over here. We had, 2016, we're at over 75% dominance, dude. That's insane. So hopefully we won't get that high up. But we just got to, like I said, we just got to wait and see. Ethereum, let's look up Ethereum, man. Ethereum got mollywopped. It's trying to make a little bit of a pushback, but we're still very much underneath, our 50-day moving average now. This thing has just been getting tore up. It was doing nice. It was back at 2,800. It started to look like it was going to show some life, but, once again, got smacked really good. And then we got Solana. Solana's not doing too hot. Came down to $29. I was able to scoop some up here. So, anytime we break under 30, that's a great buy. Solana's going to be a coin that obviously has an ETF coming up. So that's another great one. XRP came down to what? 190? 192? Let's put these candles on. Yeah, 192. So that's another good one. Let's see. Let's check out a few other ones. Let's check out Fartcoin real quick. Yeah, Fartcoin is really good, guys. I really suggest that you guys, put this in your portfolio, non-financial advice, of course. Remember, I'm just some weird guy on YouTube. So don't take my advice. But yeah, I mean, things kind of suck right now. So that's just besides the point. But guys, look, check it out. I want you guys to see something here. We are in a competition. We have 7 days to go. We got 1 week to go. Out of 4,000 people, we're ranked 15. That's pretty damn good, man. I was hoping we'd place top 10. I don't think it's going to happen. Fortunately, we got tore up on this drop during the weekend with the raids and everything that were happening. So a lot of my guys and even myself, we took a pretty good butt whooping. But look, at the end of the day, man, it's all fun. This was a great experience. To be able to rank 15 out of 4,000 people was pretty cool, man. We had a shot to win $5 million. It is what it is. But if you guys would like to join our team, you can look us up on Femex. I'll put the code below, and you can search us up with PLEBZ. Join the team and help your boy out. I don't think we'd win, but like I said, top 10, I think we'd be able to get some kind of prize, and it would be cool to win something for the group. But anyways, Femex is just doing their thing, man. I've been trading with these guys for a while. I've never had any issues with them. They got the memes, Memex, spot trading, and then you even got your futures. I'm not the best trader in the world, guys. I typically just trade every now and then. I got a little banged up over the weekend, but you got to take them. You got to take the wins and the losses how they come, guys. And I also do want to remind you guys, we do have a live stream later on today at 6 p.m. with the KGU. So if you guys are tapped in with the KGU, you guys know what's up. I'll leave a link to the KGU below as well. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the video off. Guys, you stay blessed. Pray for peace. I hope that, things can get sorted out. I know that the markets are going to be really choppy over this week. So please, don't participate in the volatility if you don't have that type of, mindset to know how to trade these things, guys. Look, sometimes you just got to buy and look away. And that's always the best way to do it. It's an investment. And when you invest, sometimes they got to be for the long term, guys. You shouldn't be having short-term thoughts for investments unless you're swing trading. So if you're swing trading, that's perfectly fine. But if you're investing, your investments should be long-term, guys. So don't sweat what happens today or tomorrow. Worry about the future. Buy good stuff. Invest in things that, are blue chips and solid, and you should be okay. But just remember, guys, sometimes things like this happen. And, about 99% of the time, actually 100% of the time, the markets always recover. The markets always recover from this kind of stuff. Crypto, you're going to have your coins that don't do well and they'll probably fall off. But for the most part, if you're in the right stuff, like I said, you'll be okay. If you need any help, guys, links are below. You guys know what to do. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, help your boy out. Jumpman Crypto is outie. Y'all have a good night.